Hi there, happy International Yoga Day guys. It is the 21st of June. So yeah, International Yoga Day, Midsummer's Day. It's a bit rotten here where I am, but hence the fuzzy hair, but we're going to get through it. We will do today a class that's energetic and we'll include a few sun salutes to bring out our inner pagans there to the midday sun, and we'll do homage to it. But anyway, hope you enjoy this. Just remember that this is YouTube, so you are responsible for your own body and for any injuries that you might cause. So listen to your body. Now people often say to you, what do you mean listen to your body? I can't hear anything. Just try and tune into it. Try and see what feels good. Don't ever push into pain. If you feel any discomfort, just stop. It's obviously not the day for you to be doing this particular maneuver. Or if you feel any dizziness or illness or anything, well then it's just not the day for doing it, so just don't do it. So yeah, just be responsible for your body. Try and tune in, see what feels good, see what doesn't, and just be guided by what you're feeling. So let's come to lying on our mat. And I think just lay yourself down first of all, and then I'll start talking. So first of all, just taking some nice deep breaths in and out. Breathing into the lower part of the lungs. So this is all part of tuning into your body. What are you feeling this morning? Or this afternoon, or whenever you're doing this? Are you feeling a bit of tension? Are you feeling happy? Whatever your body is kind of feeling, just be aware of it, okay? Because this will help you to tune into what's feeling good throughout the class. And just see if you can soften into the mat just a little bit more. Any part of you that can just relax a bit more. And then just take a couple of breaths. Deep breath in. And breathing out. Trying to breathe into the lower part of your ribs. Keeping the shoulders relaxed, the neck relaxed, and breathing out. Let's do a couple more. See if there's anywhere else you can soften. Can you soften your shoulders a bit more? Maybe your buttocks, maybe the back of your neck. Breathing in again. And out. And one last time, can you soften a bit more? And out. Okay, let's start the stretches. So, I'm going to just start, for me this is my right leg, just pulling one of your legs up towards you, holding your thighs, keep your neck and your shoulders on the mat and just stretch out and release a little bit. And as you, maybe I rather this when I'm breathing in, doing the full stretch. Breathing out, releasing, trying not to tense my shoulders. Do once more. And back out. And let's do the other side. So grabbing the thigh, trying to keep the shoulders on the mat if you can. If you need a pillow under your neck, do so. Or should I say under your head? And stretching into that other leg. Trying to just give nice, good stretch to the hamstring at the back of the thigh, kind of the bum area as well. Breathing in, stretch. Breathe out, release. Breathing in, stretch. Breathing out, release. Now grab both knees. Pull them to your chest. Keep the back of the head on the mat if you can. And then just stretch both knees up towards your chest if you can. Relaxing the shoulders. Maybe pulling the knees down towards the ground. Whatever your lower back will allow you to do. And then you can wave around in little circles like I'm doing now. Just little circles. Great. It's just a little warm up before we get into the more energetic stuff. get our two hands now behind our two thighs and let's do a double stretch like that. So this is preparing for some of the sun salutes we're going to do in a minute. Breathing in, breathing out, lovely. Now put both feet onto the mat. So your feet are standing on the mat, knees are up in the air like that, but their feet are planted on the ground. Hands by your side, keep your head on the mat. And then we're just going to do a mini bridge just to kind of get some muscle activity into our lower back. So we're lifting up our bums. That's it. See if you can lift your waist and your bum area as high as you can while keeping your neck relaxed on the ground. Not always easy. And slowly coming back down. Roll back down, don't plop down. Rolling back down. Good job. Let's do that once more, but just give yourself a second just to totally let those muscles relax before you go for the next one. Okay, make sure shoulders are nice and soft. This is all your legs and your lower back lifting. So you're going to press with your heels into the ground, lift the bum up, lift the hips as high as you can. See if you can lift kind of your chest area up so you're really creating a bit of space underneath your upper back there, but again, keeping your neck relaxed. And coming back down, lovely. Okay, roll onto your side. Okay, pick a side, any side. Okay. So, with the underneath arm, you can either have it out straight, you can have it under your head like this, whatever is comfortable. I prefer mine out straight, it gives me more balance, but just see what you do. Underneath leg is bent, and with your upper hand, you are going to reach back to the foot that's on the upper side as well. And you're going to give, this is a side bow, bit of a stretch. Sometimes you can feel yourself wiggling over onto the ground or whatever, so try and get your balance right if you can, whatever you've got to do. So let your shoulder relax. Push your foot into the palm of your hand so that it actually pulls your shoulder out of its socket. You can play around with this one. You can try and pull the foot backwards. You can try and get the knee down towards the ground. Whatever is a nice stretch for you, try and soften into your stretch. People often think by pushing really hard in stretches, they're doing a great job. Actually, if you try soften a little bit more, you actually get more out of it. I've kind of learned that the hard way, so just going to pass that on. Lovely. And back down. And let's just do a little bit of side plank for those of us who can. Don't worry if you can't do this, if your shoulder can't take it. Easier version is knees bent and you can help two hands and go up onto your side like that. Harder version, keep the knees straight and you're going to just come up, lift the hips up. Whatever your body can do, just this works the underneath muscles there on the underneath part of your waist. Make sure your shoulder isn't hurting, otherwise don't do this one. Breathing in, just to get a bit of energy going. Lovely, come back down. Let's turn over to the other side. So I'm going to turn my back to you. Again, I'm going to put my arms straight out. This position works for me. Wrap yourself up like that if you want. Grab your upper foot and then rest your head and kick your foot into your hand, which pulls your shoulder out of your socket. Now, you might find that you're actually bending your elbow and pulling that way. If that works best for you, that's fine. As you get a bit more flexible, you'll find you can straighten your elbow and you can feel, depending on where you're doing it, you'll feel the stretch in different areas. As long as it's a nice, stretchy stretch, not a painful one, doesn't really matter. Lovely. Coming back down. Let's do a side plank on this side. So again, you can do the straight leg version where you're lifting up. This works the underneath side, so there's always going to be one side better than the other. I'm trying to keep my neck and shoulders as relaxed as possible, even though this one is taking weight. You might bend your knees, it might be easier, and you might use your second hand to help you either, as long as it feels good. Now, here we go, over onto our tummy. We're going to do a couple of preparatory poses for our first sun salute. So with this one, we're just going to do cobra. So you're lying on your tummy, And we're just going to put our hands out to the side and pushing up just as far as where our back will let us. Okay? If you want to get a bit more length through your back, push your thighs into the ground, pushing your tailbone down towards your heels. It'll make a little bit more space in your lower back. Maybe it doesn't for you. See how you go. Pushing up. Lovely. And back down. Now bring your hands towards your waist. We'll do, for those of us who can, a bit of an upward dog. So you're pushing and this time lifting your hips off the ground and then looking up. Now that can be a bit of a difficult one for some people. So if you need to keep your knees on the ground and lift your hips up with your knees on the ground, your shoulders really have to be engaged for that one. Don't push into shoulder pain. Not a good idea. Just do whatever your body can do. But seeing if you can kind of almost have your hips dropping towards the mat. Whatever they will do, okay? Just see what your body will let you do and then come up onto all fours. Okay, let's go back into a child's pose for a second. Give yourself a nice stretch into your lower back. Maybe you feel that more in your armpits, doesn't matter. And see if you can get your forehead onto the mat. Just take a moment. In that position, we are going to keep our bum where it is and walk our hands over towards left hand side. We're giving a side body stretch. Then walking the hands towards the center. And back over to the other side. Stretching the other side. See if you can get your bum towards your heels. Again, whatever works for your body. Okay, let's come back onto all fours. We'll do a little bit of continue our warm up. We are going to do shoulder shrugs. This is really just to activate the hands and get a little bit of strength going through the hands. You are putting the weight on the pads of your fingers, particularly the index finger and the thumb. You are rolling your upper arms around. This gives stability to your shoulder and protects your neck. Okay, if just holding this position is enough for you, just hold this and do nothing else and just watch. Just ignore what the rest of us are doing. So we're going to do a little bit of cat-cow. So we're going to go into cat and then sticking out the bum arch in the lower back. Just giving a little bit of a warm up to the back. So cat, angry cat, arching up, head looking back towards your heels. And then cow, looking upwards. Oh, I see the sun coming out. Woo, midsummer sun. Exciting. Alrighty. Okay, let's warm up the legs. So tiger curl. So again, keep the hands really strong, okay? Rolling the arms so that the elbow creases are facing forwards. That protects your neck, okay? So, first of all with the left leg, knee forwards. I'm going to go into a kind of an arched position and then knee backwards behind me. So this is a tiger curl in the kneeling position. Number 2, I'm keeping my arms nice and strong, which is protecting my neck. Trying to keep the elbows straight if I can. When I'm bringing my leg forwards, we'll swatch to the other legs, I try and actually see if I can relax a little bit. So I'm not pushing that. By relaxing, I actually get further. And then I activate when I'm going back like that. So I try and curl in, relax my shoulder and upper back a little bit, and actually use that one. My hip flexors are doing all the work when I'm bringing the leg forward there. See how you go. Okay. Right, we need to get towards some of the more active stuff. We're going to do a downward dog. Bring your hands, one hand breadth forward. Remember, push into the base of the fingers. Roll the arms forward so that your elbow creases are facing forwards. Tuck the toes under. Push into the hands and feet. Lift the bum up and then push it away from you. Push it away from you. Feel like you're pushing the mat away from you, and also you are lengthening between your bum and your hands. Look back towards your heels and drop the heels if you can. Keep the arms strong. Lovely downward dog. And breathe. Don't forget to breathe. Is there any place you can soften? Is there anywhere that if you made it a bit softer, it might make it easier for you? Rather than push, push, push. See how you go. Okay. Drop to the knees. Take a little bit of a break. We are going to do one more downward dog, and then we're going to do our first sun salute to the midday sun, which is actually coming out as I speak. Hurry. So, tuck the toes under, push into the hands. Remember, the bases of the fingers are taking the weight. Arms are rolled around so that the creases are facing forwards. That protects your neck, right? Push into the hands and feet, lift the knees and the bum up. Then push the bum away from your hands. Try and get that tailbone as high as you can. Drop the heels, look back towards the heels. Keep the arms strong. See if you can breathe. Is there anywhere? So your arms have to be strong in this position. Is there anywhere somewhere else in your body that you can soften a bit, make it a bit easier for you? Maybe you can't, that's okay, just breathe. Okay, now looking forwards towards our hands, I want you to walk your feet up towards your hands. Keep your bum high. If you need to bend your knees, that's fine. And then finally, when you think, oh, that's as near as I can get, bring your hands back, walk them up your legs, and we, my friends, are in standing. And I am going to change my camera angle because we're going to be doing a lot of standing poses from here on in. Let's see. Can you see me? Move this back. Let's see if we can get a little bit more. Sorry about this now, but this actually saves me from editing later, which is just okay, but it just means that it's hard to upload and do all funny stuff. Okay, here we are. You can kind of see me. Alrighty. So we're going to do some sun salutes. Back just a tiny bit more. There you go. You can see me. Okay. So we're going to stand towards the front of our mat. Okay. The next thing, arms out to the side. Look up towards your hands. Stick your bum out behind you. Keep your hands out and bring them forwards. Hand to your shins. I made a mistake here. I should have had my feet hip width apart. Now keep them on your shins. Straighten the elbows and look forwards. Bend your knees. Hands to the floor. Step back into plank. Okay, you can adjust yourself here. Press into the bases of the fingers. Move those arms into the position that you know helps your neck. Drop to your knees. Then down to the floor. Bring your hands back to your waist. And then pushing up into that upward dog. You can stay on your knees if you want. You can lift your knees if you feel you can. And if you can, look up. No bother if you can't. And then what you're going to do is bring your toes underneath you. Push into the hands and feet. Lift up the bum. You're now in downward dog. Look back towards your heels. Drop the heels. Take a breath. Lovely. Look forwards towards your hands. Now walk your feet towards your hands. That's lovely. When you can't bring them any closer, you can then bend your knees, bring your hands up your shins. When you get to the position where you can straighten your elbows, then look forwards, Ardha Uttanasana. Then dropping down to a full bend, breathing in, coming up to standing, sticking your bum out, straight up and back down. First sun salute done. I'm really going to change that angle again. Sorry you folks. I need new equipment. Here we go. That's better. Okay, let's go again. Number 2. Arms up. Breathing in. Feet hip width apart. Breathing out. Stick the bum out behind you. Hands forward. Look forwards. Hands down either to the floor or to your shins. Straighten the elbows, stick the bum out behind you, look forwards. Breathing in, breathe out, hands to the ground. Step back into plank. You can take a minute here, adjust yourself. Lovely. Adjust those arms so they're rolled around. Creases forwards. You can drop to your knees if you like, or you can come straight down to the floor. Hands back towards the waist. And then pushing, straightening the arms, lifting the hips off the ground. If you can, straighten the knees, upward dog. Breathing in. Tuck the toes under, push into the hands and feet. Lift the hips up. Downward dog, drop the heels. Breathe. Look forwards, breathing in. Step up towards your feet. Breathing out. Bending down. Then see if you can straighten the knees. Hands to the shins. Breathing in. Stick the bum out behind you. Breathing out. Head forwards. Dropping into a ragdoll pose. And then stick the bum out behind you, arms out to the side or whatever way you want, and coming up into standing. And coming back. I have a video on how to mind your back actually. Watch that if you're having difficulty with these. We're doing one last one. Breathing in. Breathing out, forward bend. Hands to the shins. Breathing in, stick the bum out behind you, straighten the elbows. Breathing out, hands to the ground, step back into plank, take a second here, readjust yourself. Breathing out, dropping down, you can drop to your knees first if you like. Hands back to the waist, breathing in, straighten the elbows, push the hips off the ground if you can. Breathing in, tuck the toes under, breathing out, into downward dog, drop the heels. Breathing in, looking forwards. Step forwards as you breathe in. Hands to the waist. You can breathe out, drop your head. Breathing in. Straighten the elbows, stick the bum out behind you. Breathing out, dropping the head. Sticking the bum towards the ceiling. Breathing in, coming up, and breathing out. I added in an extra bit there. Great. Okay, so here we are in standing, 3 sun salutes, sun out. Oh my God, we have done it, you guys. We have actually made the midsummer sun come out. Cool. All right, let's do a couple of standing threads. We're going to do some open hip threads, hips apart, and then some closed ones where our hips are going to be together. So these are energetic ones. Hope you enjoy them. So you could probably mirror me is the best way to do it. Stand at the front of your mat, feet hip width apart, right leg forwards, left leg back. Okay? Put the weight over baby toe of the back foot. That will really stabilize you. We are going to drop into a lunge, splay your hips apart. Okay, relax your shoulders, arms out to the side. Guess what? We are in Warrior 2. We are protecting our people. Warrior 2, there we go. Breathing in. See if you can relax your upper body while really strengthening and holding your lower body. Pull up on your pelvic floor if it helps, and also pull up on the lower belly, bringing it up towards your belly button if that also helps. And breathing, soften into the pose, soft but strong. Okay. Next one, we're going to go into humble warrior. For those of you who can, the trick here, keep the legs really strong, hands behind the back. Okay, I've got my hands clasped behind my back, and then I am dropping myself forwards over that front foot. But I'm keeping my back leg really strong here. If you need to drop your hand, you can, okay? Try and keep your head nice and relaxed here. And But really I'm keeping my back leg strong. That really is the trick here. Drop the head, humble warrior. Keep the bum tucked in. Okay, you can use your hand to push back up. Okay, straighten the front leg. We are going to go into a triangle. So front leg straight, back leg again, facing the side, facing me. Weight on the outside of the back leg. Hands up. So just for a second into warrior two, we are dropping into triangle, keeping that front leg straight. Triangle's a great one for practicing how to soften. So keep your bum not sticking out. See if you can kind of get it in line, your hips in line with your legs. But try and soften that upper arm if you can. And that shoulder that's down here. So try and reduce any tension that you can in this position. And don't forget to breathe. Breathing, that's a great one. How easy can you make this on yourself? That's what you need to be asking yourself. How can I make this easier? Where can I adjust? Where can I soften? Okay. Bringing the hands out, we are dropping into warrior two again just for 1 second, which means lunging over the front leg, and we're going to go into a reverse warrior. So we are now dropping the back arm, we're bringing the front arm, putting the palm upwards, and bringing it overhead. Now this really stretches your side body. See if you can soften. Can you soften that side body while keeping your legs straight? Breathe. Any shoulder softening you can do, any neck softening, do whatever feels good for your neck. Okay, coming back up. Straighten that front leg, turn the 2 feet to face me, and we'll go into wide leg forward fold. We're going to stick our bum out behind us, and we're going to breathe as we come down, breathing, 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 and hands finally down to the floor. Okay. With this one, your toes are your big toes are facing each other a little bit. And see if you can put your weight onto the big toe part of your foot. And then drop the head. That is a lovely relaxation pose. Well, maybe it isn't for you. See if you can relax a little bit more. Soften the shoulders. And breathe. That's kind of an inversion pose, so if you feel dizzy in this one, you're just not to do it, okay? If you want, you can put your hands behind your back and see about stretching up, but that's only if it's comfortable, okay? You might want to keep your hands on your legs, whatever feels good for you, okay? Lovely. We are going to go into surfer's pose. So we're going to put our hands back in front of us, walk the hands towards your back leg. Oh, you don't have a back leg, do you? Okay, so for me it's my left leg, but you can mirror me. I'm going to drop down into that, and then I'm going to put my other leg, I'm going to put the toes up towards the sky. If you have the balance, you can come up into kind of this position. If you don't, stay down, just breathing. Gives a really good stretch to the inner thighs. Hands back to the center. Let's do the other leg. So we're bending. In my case, it's the right leg now. Bending over that, lunging over that right foot. My heel is coming off, but that's just what happens with me. I am now getting my other toe up towards the ceiling, and then seeing if I can kind of go into this pose. This makes it easier if you lift this heel up off, makes it harder if you keep the heel on the ground. I'll get there eventually. Come back to center, hands to the waist, come back up. Lovely. Now we're going to do all of that with the other leg leading. So to stand for a second, stretch yourself, maybe give a couple of stretches backward like that. Okay. And this time for me, it's my left leg forwards, right leg behind, okay? The leg behind is facing me. The other leg is facing the front or the back of your mat, whichever. I'm calling this the back of my mat. Okay, we're going to drop down. I'm lunging over my front leg, keeping my bum kind of tucked in, Pulling the lower belly up towards the belly button, relaxing my shoulders. Hands out to the side, looking out over my front middle finger. Keep the back knee straight if you can, and put weight over the baby toe part of that back leg. So see if you can make your legs strong and your belly and your trunk strong, but softening your shoulders and your neck, okay? Put the hands behind the back. And if you can, drop down into Humble Warrior. So you are actually dropping your torso over that front leg. If you need to put your hand down to stabilize yourself, do. Or if you just think, nah, I'm not going to try this, that's fine as well. Keep that back leg strong. That's the trick in this one. Keep the back leg strong. Lovely. Pushing into the heel. Coming back up. If you can push yourself up using your hand. Straighten the front leg, give it a break. We're going to go into triangle. Back leg is still facing me. I still have my weight over the baby toe part. Arms out to the side. Keep the front knee straight. And now I am dropping down into triangle. So, again, keep your bum engaged. Keep the lower belly pulled up towards your belly button. So you're really keeping the lower trunk, really, really strong, but you are actually really relaxing the upper part of your body if you can. And breathing. Good. Hands back. We are dropping momentarily into Warrior 2 by lunging over that front leg. We are turning our front palm upwards. Drop the back palm down towards the back thigh, and you are bringing your front hand overhead. We are now in Reverse Warrior. Lovely. Again, see about softening your shoulders, soften your neck. Keep your legs strong, particularly the back leg. I find people forget about that back leg. Lovely. Coming back up. Great job. Now let's turn both feet again towards me. Stick the bum out behind you, hands to the waist. Look forwards, look forwards, look forwards, look forwards, look forwards. Hands down to the ground. If they don't reach the ground, put them onto your shins, wherever is comfortable. And see if you can rest, propping on your hands. So wherever they are, on the ground or on your shins, see if you can rest, see if you can stick your tail feathers up towards, so in other words, your bum up towards the sky, and seeing how much you can do that within your comfort zone. Keep those shoulders and that neck relaxed. And now look back through your legs. Only if that's comfortable, put your hands behind your back, straighten the elbows, and see if you can lift the hands away from your back. Again, soften your shoulders away from your ears. This really gives you the length that you're looking for. Don't forget to keep the legs strong in this position. Lovely. Bring the hands back to the waist. Put your hands back in front of you, so you're facing them, and you are going to drop. No, we won't do surface lunge this time. We're going to come out of this with a goddess pose. So your toes were facing me or facing inwards towards each other. Now I want you to pivot on your heels and have your toes facing away from each other, so outwards. Bend your knees, and here you are coming into a low squat, coming back up. See if you can splay those legs apart. So you might need to adjust your feet a little bit. And then here we go, goddess pose. This is a great, powerful pose for both men and women. I need to check if there's a God pose, actually. I don't know that. See if you can get your arms up. That's it. Keep your knees in line with your feet, so don't have them dropping in like that. If you need to adjust your feet so that your feet and your knees are in the same line, good job. And coming back up, great. So that was our open hip poses. We are going to do some closed hip poses, and then we'll do a very short wind down, because this is a class for getting our energy up. So we don't want to spend too much time winding down, maybe just a little bit. But anyway, so closed hip poses are the ones where, you know, your hips are kind of squeezed together like that. With these ones, it's really important that you kind of activate your core as you're doing them. But anyway, let's face the front of your mat. And again, you might want to mirror me. My right leg is facing forwards, so I think that's going to be your right leg as well. You're going to step back with the left leg. There we go. So I'm now lunging forwards over my front knee. So don't let your knee drop in. Make sure your knee is positioned over your ankle, and drop the ankle of the back foot if you can. I can't get mine fully down. Keep the back knee straight. In this position, what gives me stability is by squeezing my inner thighs together, pulling up on my pelvic floor and pulling my lower belly up towards my belly button. And then in that position, hands up, lovely crescent pose. If you can, look up towards your hands. If you can't, look forwards or towards the floor. Good job. Crescent pose. Lovely. Great stuff. And coming back, I'm going to get you to step so the two legs are together. And again, we're going to step back a little bit. This time the back leg is at 45 degrees. I'm going to turn my both hips so that they're facing the front of the mat. Hands behind. And then bending forwards, looking forward, and eventually I'm going to be looking at my front foot. This is pyramid pose. This is a great stretch. Keep both hips looking forwards so that they're not now facing me. They are facing the front of your mat. Good. If you can, again, you can put the hands up in the air, hands behind. It's a version of pyramid pose. But don't worry, sometimes just keeping your hands behind you like that is enough. Good job. Okay. So again, I'm going to bend my front knee and then I'm going to bring my back leg up. And I'm facing the front of my mat again. Going to go into a tree pose, a funky tree pose. So you're going to really plant that right leg. You're going to make it really nice and strong. Look down towards the ground. See if you can lift up that left leg. And then if you can lift it up to 90 degrees, brilliant. Keep the standing leg really straight and strong. If this is as far as you can go, that's fine. Just hold on to your waist, look down towards the ground, and then you can work on making the standing leg as strong as you can. Again, pulling up on your lower belly to make it even stronger. For those who want to continue, place your right hand, which is the one same side as your standing leg, and twist it over onto the left knee, and then you can put the left hand behind you like that, and you can look towards me, and that is a standing twist. Fair bit of balance involved in that. Keep that standing leg really straight and strong. Good job. Okay, I'm coming back. If you want to take a break for a second, you can put your leg back on the ground, shimmy a bit, and then back onto that right standing leg. Let's do another balance pose. So again, we're going to lift that left knee up. We are going to bring it across. So the foot is now going to come across. I'm going to face you while you're doing this. Like that. And then see if you can squat into that standing leg. Huh? Can you do that? If you can, maybe even doing a prayer pose, Hawaiian squat. Lovely. So really working that standing leg. Really energizing. If you need to look down at the ground, great stuff. If you can lift your head up, look forwards, that's even better. Keep the upper part of your body relaxed while your lower body is standing straight and strong. Great. We have done all of those using our right leg. I'm now going to face the other end of the mat. And this time, it's going to be my left leg that's doing all the work. So we are going to start with the crescent pose. Left leg is going to be the forward leg, right leg behind. And we are going to squat over that front leg. Keep the hips not from facing the side like you were doing in the last set of poses. They are facing the front of your mat. Squeeze the thighs together. Pull the lower belly up towards the belly button. And then, if you can, Straighten out the arms. Keep the shoulders nice and relaxed though. Even though your arms are stretched out, your shoulders aren't hunched up towards your ears. And then breathing. Don't forget to breathe. These ones are actually quite energetic poses. Very good. If you can then look up. To come out of that, might be, sometimes people find that if they can kind of shimmy themselves a little bit forwards, it's a bit easier. So give yourself a break for a second because we're going to step back again with that back leg. This time it is facing about 45 degrees. Both legs are now straight, knees are straight. My hips, instead of facing the side, which they are now, I'm going to face them forwards. Forwards, forwards. Hands behind my waist, and I am going to bend with a straight back. Looking forwards, bending, 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 bending. And now I'm looking at my front foot. Keep both knees straight. If that is enough for you, just work on that pose there. Squeeze the thighs towards each other to give you stability. Don't forget to breathe. Can you relax your upper body? For those who want to go a bit further, they can raise their arms away. But just remember, you can't compromise your stability lower down by doing any fancy dance stuff with the upper body. So just keep the lower body nice and relaxed. Sorry, nice and strong. Nice and strong. Okay. I'm coming back out. Now I find by bending my front leg allows me to shimmy my back leg and come forwards. Okay. So I'm now standing and we're going to do a funky tree again. My standing leg is now my left leg. Maybe for you it's your right. I'm going to lift the other leg up. Lift the other leg up to 90 degrees. Really keep that standing leg really strong. Activate your lower belly and your pelvic floor to help you and really tighten in the bum muscles there. Keep the knees straight. Good. And then you can raise your arms up. Look towards the floor if you need to help you to keep balance, or you can look up. Okay. Now, if you can go from this position to putting that leg that's up in the air, if you can put the heel onto the standing knee. I'm going to show you. And then bend that into a Hawaiian squat. There you go. Don't worry if you can't do this. It's something to work towards. Just keep in your tree and keep yourself really strong on the standing leg. Good job. You have now done a great session of open hip poses and closed hip poses, and that's really good to get the energy up. So without winding you down too much, let's do a couple of poses on the mat to finish up with. So let's get you facing me and with both knees wide apart. I'm going to get you to do a little bit of forward bending. So knees nice and straight, hands, walk them down as far as you can. And then just see if you can bring your heart area forward. So you're bringing your heart area forwards. You're not bending the lower leg over like this. You are bringing this forward, so you're keeping yourself straight, and breathe in that position. Just breathe, just breathe, just breathe. See if you can soften your shoulders, and then see if you can get a little bit further down those legs, but keeping the heart area forwards, not bending it down towards the mat. So if you have to come back up a little bit, keep the heart area forward, that is fine. So what? Lovely. Okay, keeping the energy up, we are going to do a boat pose. So, you're going to bring the two legs in front of you. You get back onto your mat. You are facing me. You can do it this way again. Lovely. So, And get you to put the two hands behind the knees, then drop back. Heart area is really broad, shoulder, collarbones are really broad. Really good. Keeping your lower back up, so it's not dropped down, it's up. If this is enough for you, that is fine, okay? If you can lift one leg and then the other, that is great too. But don't drop down your back like that. Keep the back held up, which works the lower belly. And then you can lift the arms out to the side if you need to. But if you can just do the first part, that's fine, just hold it. I'd much rather you held that properly than kind of did this and was sinking down like that. That's not ideal. Good, great stuff. Let us do a butterfly pose. So, you're still in this position. You are now going to bring your heels towards your groin area, okay? Keep your back straight. So don't drop down like this. Keep the back straight. So even if that means that your legs are out here, as long as you can keep your back straight, that is fine. You can do this against a wall either as well. Keeping the heels as far back as you can. Holding onto the feet. Let the shoulders relax. Keep your lower back engaged. And then, and only then, see how far you can drop those heels down towards the ground. Don't drop them down if it means that your back is then hunching over. Just as far as you can go with the back nice and straight. Good job. Breathing, enjoy those stretches, okay? Don't push into pain, but just enjoy. How can I soften? Where can I soften to make this stretch just a little bit more pleasurable? Good. Okay. Next thing, pose again, keeping the energy up a little bit, not dropping it too much. I'm going to get you to just put the 2 feet out in front of you like we did for a second ago. So knees are bent, feet in front, and I want you to get your hands back behind you. Now the hands, your fingers are facing forwards, so they're facing your feet, and just get yourself about 2 to 3 hands breadth behind. Then in that position, I just want you to press into the pads of your hands. Roll the upper arms outwards, so again your elbow creases are facing your feet, and then just hold that position. So really this is a really strengthening one for your arms, okay? If you need to bring the hands a little bit closer to you, that's fine, okay? Whatever your hands and your shoulders can tolerate, where you really feel, yep, I'm getting weight down through my shoulders, I'm really feeling that I'm working my wrists. For those of you who find, yeah, this is grand, no bother at all, you can actually make it harder by lifting your bum up, okay? Do not do this unless you really feel that your arms have it, that they're really nice and strong. This is a really good one for strengthening your arms, and broaden your collarbones as you're doing that as well. Breathe into that. Breathing into that. Lovely. And one more. Breathing, stretching those hands, great. Okay, we are going to do one more boat pose. So again, legs, knees bent, feet on the ground. You're going to hook your arms, your hands in behind your knees, straighten your elbows if you can, broaden your collarbones, lift your lower back up so it's not rounding, and then just hold that position. You can then make it harder. Rather than lifting your legs up, if you just take your hands away, that's a really strong pose for your lower tongue muscles. And just hold that, don't bother lifting up the legs. Only lift the legs up if you feel, yeah, that's not challenging me enough. And as you can see, that's actually quite hard to maintain. So, this is a perfectly good one to do. Really works. Don't strain your neck on this one either. Whatever you can do. Great stuff. Okay. We are going to do one last forward stretch, and then we'll go towards finishing up. So this one is Sukhasana. You are going to just cross your legs any old way, and then I want you to just walk your hands forwards. Relax your head. This is a slightly relaxing one, but really it's a good back stretch as well. You can round your lower back for this one. Your main concern in this one is mind your knees. So if you can't cross your legs like that and you have to put them somewhere funny like that or whatever you have to do, that's fine. And just stretch as far as is comfortable for you. Nearly there, guys. Again, I don't want to do too much of anything that's too relaxing because this is meant to be an energetic class, but let's just do a little bit of 1 or 2 lying down poses before we finish. So I'm going to get you to lie first of all on your tummy, and we did half bows earlier. I'm now going to see if you can do a full bow pose. So what you're going to do is you're going to be lying on your tummy. You can rest your head down if you want, you can lift it up if you want, and you reach back first for one foot and then for the other. If you can't do the 2 feet, well then just don't, okay? Do one and then change over to the other side. If you can do the 2, that is great. This is a really good stretch. You might find that you have to lie down and then just breathing into it is enough for you. Great, that's brilliant, okay? That's fine, that's as far as your body should go. If you feel that you can do a bit more, you can push into your hands with your feet. So my feet are pushing into my hands, which is actually lifting me up. And then breathe and breathe. So whichever version of this pose, this is a great energizing pose as well. I find this a great one for morning time. And coming back down. Okay. And I'm going to get you to lie over on your back. And we'll do a bit of Shavasana. Keep your knees bent for the minute. Put your 2 feet together. And then drop the knees out to the side. And just enjoy the feeling of the knees dropping out. If your back can tolerate this. If it can't, don't worry, just lie with your knees straight. If you want to, you can put your hands above your head as well. Give yourself a bit of an arm stretch. And then just seeing how much you can relax into that pose. Can you soften your shoulders? Can you soften your groin muscles a little bit? Now you can stay in this position, or you can get your legs out straight and just lie nice and flat. And in this position we're just going to do a bit of a Shavasana. So just whatever type of breathing feels good for you, that's what I want you to do. And see if you can just soften everything up around your head. So your forehead, see if you can smooth out any tension you could be holding around your eyes. Can you make your eyes, the sides of them, just soften down towards your ears? What about your cheeks? Can you let your cheeks go nice and soft? Let your jaw slacken. What about getting the tongue away from the roof of your mouth? Again, if you're clenching your jaw, see if you can soften it. Soften the skin at the front of your neck. What about the muscles at the back of your occiput, just the base of your skull? Can they soften a little bit? And maybe your shoulder muscles. See, will they soften? Now, if you haven't already done so, you can now bring your arms by your side and your legs down flat to the floor. Okay. Now, see if you can shimmy your shoulders so that they are the softest you can get them to be. You might need to move your shoulder blades around a little bit. Let the arms go nice and wide, opening away from you. Hands upwards, or maybe they want to face downwards, that's fine too. Your upper belly, just see if you can, just in between your ribs, can you soften that a little bit? What about all your abdominal organs? Can Can you just see if you can soften your tummy muscles a little bit and just let everything flop towards the floor. Your lower belly, around your pelvis area. Just see if you can make that a bit softer too. Maybe shimmy your hips a little bit so they're kind of falling outwards. And the bum muscles, we're always holding on to tension there. See if you can kind of soften those a little bit. And your thighs, maybe you want to move those a little bit, just nice and soft. Knees relaxed, calves heavy, feet heavy. Just as my neighbours turn on their music, good timing guys. Yoga class is just about to finish. You can stay in Shavasana if you want to. As long as you like. Or you can give yourself a couple of minutes where you do some last minute stretches. If you feel that you've gone a bit too relaxed and you want to energize again, maybe that bow stretch that we did a minute ago, that's a really good one to do. So yeah, happy Midsummer's Day. Hope the sun stays out and that this is the start of a great year of yoga for all of us. Have a great day and I will talk to you soon. Bye now.